Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Soul Good. I'm Amber Marie, and this is your June 2022 Tarotscope. If you are curious about the decks that I'm using today, you can find a list of them in the description box below. You can also find links to my social media accounts, as well as links to information on personal readings and the Soul Good membership channel on Telegram. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so very grateful for you being here. I truly do appreciate it. Let's jump right in, Aquarius, and see what June might be bringing for you this month. So please, Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves, what would you like Aquarius to know for June 2022, please? What would you like Aquarius to know? I don't feel like it's those. What would you like Aquarius to know for June 2022, please? What would you like Aquarius to know? Thank you. What would you like Aquarius to know? Too many. Too many. What would you like Aquarius to know, please? What does Aquarius... Thank you. Thank you. Okay, that is too much. I do feel like some of you could be experiencing... I think it depends on your decisions, but a potential death and rebirth situation. In the reverse, the death card does mean essentially fear of change, holding on to things, being in this like stagnant energy or decaying energy. In the upright, it is really about the end of a cycle, new beginnings, change, like a metamorphosis, right? And the fact that it's come out sideways tells me that things can go either way, depending on what you choose. So that's really interesting. Thank you. I also feel like some of you may be experiencing like an awakening, or there's, how do I word this, please, Spirit? I'm getting this head pressure, mostly between my temples and in the front part of my head. And it feels to me as if it's like things are trying to... There's a phrase that people use and it's escaping me right now. Yes, thank you, Spirit. It's things are coming to a head. Like that's what it feels like. You know, almost as if truths are being revealed, your own truths are being revealed. And I think, here's the thing, it feels to me like these truths, whether about you or someone else close to you, are being revealed whether you want them to be or not. Right? It's very, very interesting to me, this energy. But it does feel like there's pressure in the head. And I feel like that pressure is because, first of all, you're going through an awakening process, I feel, or could be. And some things that come out during that are very difficult and painful to deal with. Speaking from experience, right? When you have to look at your own bullshit and see where you've self-sabotaged, where you've essentially screwed yourself over because of things that you didn't know. So give yourself some grace. But, you know, looking at where, oh, wow, my wounding caused me to do XYZ, or my programming, like, you just see things a lot differently. And a lot of times when that happens, the light is shown on you and your own shit, your own choices, your own wounding, your programming, all the things. And it can be so painful to see. So painful. So I feel like there's something there, like some of you may be getting glimpses of this, or have started to, and that's painful. And it's like, I'm going to avoid it. Well, I'm sorry, sweets, but you can't unsee what you see. Right? Like you can't unsee it. So now it's like the universe is like, no. We've seen it now. It's too late. It's too late. We can't go back. Right? Like you have to press on and move forward and do the things. Right? Or you're going to continue to experience this like pressure and discomfort. I did just look up at the camera and see 444. So I do feel like there's this energy of what you are experiencing is essentially laying new foundations, I feel, for who you can or could become in the future. Right? Like, I feel like these are things that it's like you need to be made aware of these things. You have to see them, because if not, like, you're going to continue to be like stagnant. You're not going to go anywhere. Is how that feels to me. This could be for someone very specific, but it's this energy of like, you can't, again, you can't unsee what you see. And so now you've got to deal and heal. Right? Like, I don't know. It's really interesting. Let's see what themes show up for you for this month. What themes might Aquarius be experiencing through the month of June 2022, please? What themes? Okay, thank you. Just the one? Yeah. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Okay, and how others are currently seeing you, Aquarius. How are others currently seeing Aquarius, please? Oh, too many. I am really getting this feeling that it just depends on who you ask. It's really interesting, you guys. I haven't got that energy with any of the other signs. It's interesting because it feels to me like there could be something here about potentially wearing a mask. Like maybe you're kind of a chameleon of sorts. Maybe nobody really does know the real you, right? Like maybe you just kind of adapt and transform and put whatever mask on that's required for whoever it is that you're going to be around. Thank you. That's really interesting, and I don't know who that's for, but yeah, it seems like what are others currently, or how do others currently see you? And I literally got the message like, it depends who you ask. What else? Is there another? I get that there's at least one more. Like, where are you hiding? Thank you. And guidance for you, Aquarius, for the month. Okay. Is there more? Yeah. At least one. Guidance for Aquarius for the month of June 2022, please. Ooh, I'm getting like this weird, like crampy feeling in the left side of my stomach area, like kind of my lower abdomen. And that can be a sign of, well, I mean, it's like, give me 1 second. This is interesting. First of all, I'm getting burpee fear energy. So there's a need to release fears. Second of all, I have two different viewpoints on this lower abdomen, like feeling that I'm getting. All of a sudden, it just come out of nowhere right before I started coming into your reading. And I thought maybe, I don't know, maybe I ate something or whatever, but it's like persisting and there's no reason. I have no reason, right? It's early in the morning. I haven't even eaten anything. Like, there's no reason for this to be affecting me right now. And here's the thing. I'm getting like two different energies here. One is this energy with like intestinal discomfort or digestive discomfort. And it's like this sign of mental disarray or exhaustion. Okay. Like and it's like running around like stories, like you're just done. You're just mentally exhausted. Maybe you're having trouble like getting your thoughts straight, right? It feels to me like I just heard the words, I'm over it. I'm over it. Okay. And then on another side of that, I do feel like this could potentially be like, because it almost feels like crampy. Okay. Like I'm a female, so bear with me if you're not. But you know, like menstrual, like crampy kind of feeling a little bit. Okay. A little bit. So for some of you, I feel like it's this sign of like mental disarray and exhaustion. And for others, I feel like it's a symbol of this cyclic archetypal death and rebirth, which is fascinating because we did have the death and rebirth card flip over in the tarot for you, even though we put it back, right? Like it's still popped out. So I do feel like again, it feels like this awakening is happening and it's for you to, you know, who you could potentially be in the future. So it's for your growth. there's a purpose here, right? It's meant to help you, but I just feel like, oh yeah, it feels to me like this is what's going on. Like you're going through this death, right? And oh my gosh, I just looked up and the camera was 1010, which is the end of a cycle, right? So you guys, completing cycles. Like I really do feel like for those of you, if like, I just feel like you're going through this death and rebirth, right? And like, especially if you're like crampy and you're not normally a crampy person, or if it's not during your cycle and you're like, what the hell's going on here? Like, and even if you're not a woman, right? Even if you're not a woman, but it's like energy, it would be like your lower abdomen area, like near your hips and your groin, like between your nether regions and your belly button, right? Like all that front area there. If you're getting anything in that area, like that's what I feel like it's connected to. Now, I am not a medical professional. I am just some girl on YouTube, so I cannot give you medical advice, but it wouldn't surprise me if that's where it's stemming from. Okay. So the cards that you have here, Page of Wands and the reverse showing up for you first. This is an energy of lack of direction, procrastination, and conflict. And here is the thing. It feels to me like, again, you can't unsee what you already saw about yourself. You can't unknow the things that you now know. Right. And so if you realize, I mean, this is like an extreme, and I'm not saying this to be mean or anything like that. But if you're like, hey, I was kind of an asshole. I'm kind of an asshole, and you just ignore it, like you can't unsee what you see, right? And ignoring that, right, creates this lack of direction, this conflict within your energy, conflict in how you move forward, right? All the things. Like Wands energy it's fire, first of all, right? So it's passion, it's literal energy, it's action, inspiration, drive, like having the willpower, right? And here, this is an energy of lack of direction and conflict, also procrastination. And here's the thing, I feel the need to tell you, like, you cannot delay the inevitable. You can't. And as much as you have free will, like divine will trumps your free will. So you can continue to like procrastinate and avoid and all the things, but it's going to keep coming up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? Like if this is something part of your soul contract where you're meant to be going through this archetypal death right now, you cannot avoid it. It will keep coming up. And here's the thing about the divine and how the divine works. You can try to avoid all you want. You keep doing it, you keep doing it, you keep doing it. What happens is the divine throws in what we call in tarot a tower moment, right? Where shit just seems to go absolutely batshit nuts, and you're left to pick up all the pieces and put all the fire out. And it creates this chaos so that you cannot avoid it, right? It impacts your life. You have to acknowledge it, right? So, and the way the divine works is it will keep doing that. It will keep doing that and doing it. You'll fall on your face and it'll pick you up every time and put you back in a similar situation, right? Cyclic, until you break the cycle or complete the cycle, right? Like it will keep putting you back in that situation for you to experience until you have learned what you're meant to there. So again, right? Also, the page energy is very like youthful. It can be this energy of being a bit naive, right? Or inexperienced, immature. And I feel like there's part of this where it's like you're naive if you think that you can avoid these things, right? Like if you think that you can just go through life and can't and don't have to change. And like, I don't know why I'm getting this, and this could be for someone like very specific, but it is this energy of like almost like entitlement, or I'm better than you, or something like that. Like I don't need to change, I don't need to do the things, like I can just stay how I am. There's this energy of like no sweets. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Like, unfortunately for you, that's not the case. Like, you're meant to be growing here. You're meant to be stepping into your power. You're meant to be blossoming and flourishing, not remaining the same. And here's the thing about Aquarius. There are times, in like a negative or, a con of an Aries or of an Aquarius, can be this like emotional detachment, right? It can be this impersonal type of energy. It can be this like irresponsible type of energy, right? And that's like, I'm just doing what I want, right? So yeah, take that as it resonates, right? I know that part of that is like the rebellious energy within you, but there's a point where it's like, okay, like, am I just being rebellious, or am I just being, I don't even know what the word is, like, stubborn, really, right? There's a difference between being rebellious and being stubborn, okay? Yeah, look at that. Okay, you have the Five of Cups here, which this is an energy of acceptance. And that's what I feel like is going on here. Like, you, again, you can't unknow what you know. You can't unsee what you've seen. And so like now that you've seen that you know, have potentially your emotions, your feelings, your all the things, like whatever you were going through could have potentially, like, you caused your own shit. You caused your own shit, right? And so like there's this energy here of like, I was saying, like, you can't unsee what you've seen. There's an energy of accepting your role in things, right? Like accepting, like, again, there's fear. I don't know why you're afraid of accepting these things. I mean, so, admitting like that you have not been a good person, you know, to what your definition is, or that you've made mistakes. Taking responsibility and ownership for yourself is very difficult. And here's the thing, like, there's this energy of you've been shown these things, right? You've been shown these things. You can't unknow what you know. And even though you would like to think that you can just avoid these things and just ignore them, it's like, no, 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 no. You can't, though. You must accept them. You must accept them in order to move forward, right? In order to make room for better things. Like, you have to acknowledge and accept these things. And in the upright, the Five of Cups is this energy of like loss, grief, disappointment, mourning, right? Like, she's looks super sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's like, oh, I'm just dumping out all my cups. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've lost all the things. And you guys, I just really feel like for some of you, this is like you have essentially created your own undoing, right? Like, I don't know why I'm getting that, but like, also notice how there's this circular light here. And then if you look, so the way I'm looking at it in the reverse, right, there's this circular energy. Again, I'm being drawn to the cycles. Like, it's something that you're meant to be breaking. It is something that's meant to die, and you're meant to be reborn, right? Like, you're meant to see these things. You're meant to move through them. You're meant to end the cycle, break the cycle. But I mean, there's a stubbornness here. Seven, the Chariot, number 7 in the reverse. Again, loss of direction. Same energy showing up again, just in a different card, right? Loss of direction, loss of will, lack of discipline. Very much like what was that, like I was talking about when I was discussing the Page of Wands, right? This energy of lack of direction, procrastination. The Chariot and the upright is like things are moving. Things are moving, right? It's movement. Things coming in. It's self-control. It's discipline. It's success, right? And here it's like you don't know up from down. You don't even know what's going on, and you're not taking responsibility. You're not essentially taking responsibility for yourself by means of disciplining yourself. And I don't say that as like you need to be punished. What I mean by that is learning how to control yourself, learning how to control your emotions, learning how to control how you impact the world around you. And to be quite honest with you, Aquarius, if this is not your energy, it's somebody very close to you, like very, very close to you. Because to be quite honest, it feels to me like some of you have been going through life all willy-nilly, like just not even caring about nothing. Like, and I shouldn't say not nothing, but like not caring about, or maybe not acknowledging the impact that you leave on the world. Maybe not acknowledging your own role in your own bullshit, right? Like, that's the kind of energy that I'm picking up on. Again, if this is not you, if you're like adamant, like there's no fucking way this is me, like I'm totally, I'm taking responsibility for myself, etc. Like this could be, again, could be somebody very, very close to you. And if that's the case, then maybe there's something here about letting that person, you know, move out of your field, move out of your energy, and let them do the healing that they're meant to be doing, because whoever this is for has a lot of work to do. And I say that with so much love, because this journey is so difficult. Awakening is so fucking painful and complicated, and it's hard. It's very hard. Okay. So I'm not saying it to be like condescending or rude or mean or any of those things. Like, this is just what the energy coming through. I'm just the messenger, right? Take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. If it's not your story, leave it the hell alone. Right? Don't make it your story. Don't make it about you. This isn't personal. Okay. Like, this is literally just the energy coming through. And it feels to me like either somebody very, very close to you or you have not been, have been like procrastinating, making change, putting effort into something, taking action, right? And there needs to be this acceptance of like, this has to happen, right? This has to happen. Because if not, it's just going to continue to have this, like, I feel like it's going to continue to just kind of feel like you're just wandering through life and don't know what the fuck's going on. Right? Like, it's like traveling the world without a map. Like, I don't even know where I'm at. I don't even know where I'm going. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. Right? Like, it's quite a strong energy of like avoidance, and of not really knowing why you're here. I don't know, you guys, this is really interesting energy compared to all of the other readings that I've done. Like, it feels to me, Aquarius, like you're going through it this month. And if that is the case, right, if you're like, oh my gosh, right, whether this is your energy or somebody around you, this is not easy to deal with. And so if this is you, if this resonates with you, like, I'm sending you so much love. I'm praying for you. You can do anything you set your mind to. Remember to meditate, pray, whatever it is you do, to whomever, right? Your creator, the universe, whatever it is, seek that help, right? Like, ask, thank you, Father. Thank you, universe, for bringing me the solutions I need to move out of this energy with ease, right? As easily as possible. Thank you for showing me the path. Thank you for bringing to me whoever can support me at this time, because this is rough, right? Whatever that looks like I just feel like you need to know that you are supported. It's going to feel challenging because it's meant to grow you. It's meant to bring you out of this cycle, right? So it's going to feel challenging, but you are very capable. Ho, 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 you guys. So with the themes you may be experiencing this month, you have the Heart of Source, all-encompassing love. Are you ready for this? Unconditional acceptance, serenity. This is how you move forward, right? You accept the things that you see. Look at that circle again, showing up again, right? Accepting that this is a cycle, that this is something that you're meant to be growing from, that you're meant to be learning from. You're meant to release fear. You're meant to be in your authentic truth. You're meant to realize things about yourself and release the fear of not being good enough, not being enough, being broken, being damaged, being, I don't know, these are all words that are just falling into my awareness, right? Like, release all the fear of not being enough of whatever. Right? Accept that this is what is happening, that you are going through this cycle. And unless you acknowledge it and accept it, you're going to keep experiencing it. Right? Even if it's like, oh, like, I experienced this cycle and now, it doesn't matter how long it takes. Like, it can be a 5-year fucking cycle. Right? Like, you can go through this shit for 5 damn years or however long. Right? Like, there's this energy here of like, listen, these things that you're experiencing are not being done to you. They're being done for you. They're being done to help you grow. The Heart of Source is like surrounding you because it wants you to grow. It wants you to learn. It wants you to find success, happiness, peace, fulfillment, completion, harmony, right? But in order to do that, you have to meet God halfway, because God just doesn't, universe, however you want to look at it, just doesn't give shit away, right? Like it doesn't. You have to meet it halfway. Opportunities present themselves and you have to take them in order to grow, in order to learn, in order to change, right? Like the divine will keep putting you back in the same situations over and over and over again, because it wants you to be successful, right? The chariot in the upright, success. In the reverse, lack of direction. It wants you to be successful, but you have to decide. It can't, like I'm being drawn to that saying, like, you can lead a horse to water but you can't make it drink. Very similarly, the divine will keep leading you back to that water every fucking time, every time, over and over and over again, but it can't force you to drink. You have to take that upon yourself. And that's what I feel like is coming through with this card, with themes that you may be experiencing this month. It is like literally looking at yourself without the rose tinted glasses and accepting what you see, loving yourself, loving the journey, moving forward and finding peace and harmony, and recognizing and reconciling. Yeah, okay. Recognizing and reconciling. Is that the word? Something like that. Humans like, what? Yeah, but it's like reconciling what these things that, it's like, oh, I see this about myself. Let me go ahead and work on that. Let me go ahead and change that, right? Stuff like, it's very, you guys, this is fascinating. But it feels to me like that's how you find your peace. That's how you move forward. That's how you get out of the cycle, by literally accepting what you've seen. Yep, and you have here how others currently see you. Again, I got that message of it depends on who you ask, but here's how others currently see you. Cause and effect. You are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. What I'm really getting here is that depending on who you ask, again, right, the relationship, the way they see you can look different. Again, cause and effect, because depending on who you ask, it depends what they've seen, what they experience, the side of you that they experience, right? And while it can be beneficial to be adaptable in that way, to be able to move through various different types of people and connect or relate or mirror or whatever, like while that may work to some extent, it's like, but people see you because of that, right? They see you differently. And I feel like nobody really feels like they know you truly. It's really fascinating to me. I don't know what in the hell this is. And again, I feel like this could be for some very specific kind of people. For others of you, let me just kind of backtrack a little bit, because for others of you, you may have recently went through all of this, right? You may have recently went through like feeling like you had no direction, and then accepting things the way that they are, and or trying to accept things, or trying to move on, trying to find peace, right? But still kind of feeling like you don't really know where you're going, right? Like you don't really know what direction you're supposed to be taking, and maybe that's wore you down, right? Like maybe seeing these things and recognizing these things have kind of like created that like loss of willpower within you, right? That kind of again, like that slowing down type of energy. Like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I see the things and I'm trying to move on the things, but I don't know why I feel the way I do, why I don't feel like I have any willpower or will to go on, or why I still feel lost. And I feel like it's because there's this acceptance that has to take place, or needed to take place, where you learn how to love yourself with the bullshit and all. Bullshit and all, Aquarius. Right? Again, and this could be, if you're not experiencing this currently, or it's not somebody else's energy that you're experiencing currently, I feel like this is energy that you have learned how to move through. In which case, if that is your story, then I feel like people are seeing that you are learning and growing, right? They're seeing the effects of you becoming aware of how you impact the world, your role in the world, what you share with the world, right? That sort of thing. I feel like they're starting to see you acknowledge that. You also have your loyalty. Your reliability demonstrates your loving sense of devotion and consistency of being. This is fascinating to me because I was getting the energy of like, depends who you ask, right? Which would indicate to me probably very little loyalty. Okay. Um, for some of you, I feel like some people feel like they've seen you be loyal to only yourself. It's really interesting. For others of you, I feel like since you've gone through this experience and you've learned things about yourself, you've started to unconditionally accept yourself and love yourself, and people have seen this. I feel like they're seeing you being loyal to your own heart, but and following that and what you feel, but also I feel like they've started to look at you a bit differently, right? Where before they may have seen you as like mask on, mask off, max like who, you have no idea who you're loyal to at all. But they may have seen this start to change within you, right? Where you're showing a sense of loyalty to I feel like the people who feel real to you for some reason. That's really interesting to me. Um, or loyalty to yourself, but in a different way. Like they'll see you being loyal to yourself, but not in a selfish manner. More in like a, I've realized that like following my heart, I've realized that like trusting myself and like these things are what brings me joy and happiness. And I feel like there's a sense of loyalty that's being seen by others in that kind of way. So it feels like, I'm going to be honest, Aquarius, it feels like a rough month. It really does. And I'm saying that with so much love. Like it feels challenging. Like know that you can maneuver and overcome anything. You can navigate any situation. You have everything within you in order to do that, right? And you are supported by your divine creator, and your team and your higher self and all the things. But like it does feel like it's going to be challenging, and it feels to me like there's going to be that need to lean into your faith, to lean into your strength, or your inner strength and your inner courage, and to not give up. Like it does feel like it could be challenging, right? And if you have already like moved through this and like started to come out the other side, I feel like it's going to be brought back up as like a test or a challenge. Like are you really good now, like kind of energy. Like, let's see where you really sit. Wait, you have here in your guidance for the month, align your life, what is not aligned or needs to change. Yeah, see, like, this is that energy of like, I don't know if people really know you or if they've really known you in the past. Like, it does feel like there are things, again, that need to be let go of, that need to be released, behaviors, woundings, right? You got to heal and deal. It speaks for itself. I feel it's just kind of like parrot guidance, repeating what's already come through, and essentially God saying, universe saying, like I said, what I said. You have to take a break. Life's a work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Yeah, sometimes we have to just really step back and look at things. I've seen so many 333s here for you, Aquarius, as well. That's about growth, right? It's also about the completion of a phase. You cannot make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Like it just keeps showing up over and over again, right? And I feel like if you feel like you've been running on the treadmill like and getting nowhere, like step back, play the observer, take a break for a while and see what's really going on here, because I feel like if you look deep, there could be something there about avoiding something or not dealing with something, repressing things, pushing things down, not acknowledging things, right? Even though like it just feels like, I don't know, this could be for someone very specific, but it just feels to me like there's this need to move on, accept, like that's really like the word that keeps coming through. Pardon me, there's fear coming up still. You have and it's interesting because it came out like as soon as I flipped this card over, which is Min Talkin, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Yeah, see, this is that energy of like feeling lost, right? No direction, like you like feeling lost. right? Longing for home. I think for some of you, this idea of home has been like a physical place, or perhaps some another person. And in reality, our home is within us, right? And so it's like longing for something that is literally already seeking you. Isn't that's so, oh, it's so creepy when I look at it that way. Not creepy, but like creepy. But it's like, yeah, like, the home that you're longing for is within you. If you just peer within, like, you will find the answers that you're seeking, right? And so I feel like this is something here about you needing to look inward. There's a lot of this like blue green type of energy here, and I'm getting like two different things from that. One being this kind of like healing energy, right? Things needing to be healed, but also this energy of Archangel Michael, which is protection, right? The angel of protection. It's the angel who's like, I'm here, I'm going to cut cords. I'm going to help you release things that don't serve you. I'm going to protect you along the way, right? Like things like this. Archangel Michael carries the sword of truth. And I do feel like there's a lot here about you coming to terms with your own truth, whatever that is. Or you're dealing with somebody who is trying to come to terms with their own truth, right? And if that's the case, your guidance for the month is like, there's things that need to change. Take a break. Get back from this person because they're doing things. They need to do work. You have here also for your guidance for the month, pillar of light, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Yeah, and this is what I was talking about, like ascension, waking up, right? Being made aware of things. Also that energy of cyclic, like that archetypal cyclic death and rebirth, right? Your vibration is rising, which is why you experience these death and rebirth cycles, right? These things that come up, it's because your vibration is rising, like you're trying to move into the next stage. So I feel like there's this energy here of allowing that to take place, right? Allowing these things to happen. Because I feel like there's some sort of resistance showing up. Again, whether that's from you, right? If this is you or if this is someone very close to you, there's a resistance there being met. And it feels like whoever this is for needs that space to be able to process and really like get a grip on what exactly they're experiencing so that they can move on, so that they can accept, so that they can do the things but it's like you have to be able to give yourself the time to think, right? Because I was getting that lower abdominal pain, and that was that sign for me of like mental disarray and exhaustion. And again, I feel like you have to be able to think, you have to be able to give yourself time, excuse me, to process, to understand, to, right? So it feels to me like this could be a bit of a challenge this month for you, Aquarius. But here's the beautiful thing about it. When we experience things like this, again, it happens for us, not to us. Oftentimes we've asked and we don't even realize that that's what we've done, right? You could have been just talking to yourself, like all annoyed and like asking God, the universe, like, why can't I just let this go? Why can't I just experience this? Why can't I just feel this way? Why can't I just be confident? I don't even know what it is, right? I'm just like dropping or expressing things that are dropping into my awareness, right? Like, why can't I reach the level that I want to experience? Like, why can't I do the things, right? You may have asked that, or like, can you just help me just get through this? Can you help me move from this, or whatever it is? And like, so universe, God says, yeah, sure, I'm going to help you. But here's the thing, I'm going to give you that opportunity, that doorway. You have to walk through it, right? You have to walk through it. So it's, again, often this thing of like our prayers, what we talk about in meditation, right? What we confide in our higher self with, or God with, right? Oftentimes that answered prayer, or, the answer that we're seeking doesn't come in the form that we envision it. It doesn't come in the form of an easy button. God just doesn't appear and wave a magic wand and like make you have it all figured out. Like, oh, suddenly you know all the things now. No, it's like you have to go through certain things and experience certain things in order for you to awaken to your own stuff. And in that way, like, think about it like this. this has been a very long-winded way to say this, right? It just dropped in like, why don't you just say it like this instead? Okay. So when you ask your creator to help you with things, right? Like, your creator will give you the opportunity to prove that to yourself. Because if God just came down and just gave you the things, that doesn't help you believe in you. That doesn't help you grow. That doesn't help you realize and acknowledge that you are capable within yourself. No, what that does is make you have a crutch, right? It gives you a crutch. It would give you a crutch. Like, you would be like, oh, okay, like, now come and fix the things. Come and fix the things, right? It's always like, come and fix the things. That would be your crutch. Whereas if you're put in a position where you have to go through the things to show yourself, to learn yourself, to grow yourself, to prove to yourself, then you take that and you implement that into your daily reality, and you see what you're truly capable of. So when you're presented with other challenge, you're like, oh, I've already went through this, so I know that I can go through this, right? It's that energy of like God, the universe, not wanting to give you a crutch, but wanting you to be able to show you how strong you really are, how valuable you really are, right? Like, I feel like there's a lot of doubt, a lot of questioning, a lot of insecurity coming through. So, I feel like this is for you to show you so that you can move on from that. And you know what? Part of that I do feel like is why there could be several people who, when, it's like, how do you see Aquarius? It's like, well, it depends on who you ask. And I feel like that's part of the mask, is the insecurity, right? Because I feel like if you thought that people saw the real you, the real fucking you, then they wouldn't like what they see, and they wouldn't, right? I think there's a fear there. But take it as it resonates with you, Aquarius. Do know that you have everything within you to be able to maneuver, navigate, overcome anything that is put in your path. You are incredibly supported, whether you feel that way or not. You have a large team surrounding you: God, the universe, angels, your team, your cosmic team, your ancestors, spirit. Like, you have so much support. All you need to do is ask and follow the guidance that you receive intuitively. Follow that information that comes in that's like, oh, that's an opportunity, right? Follow that truth that comes in, and you can overcome anything. You truly, truly can. Again, you have everything within you. Everything that you're seeking is seeking you, right? So trust and know that. Know that you've got this, and God's got you. The universe has got you, right? Know that you're supported. So that's what I have for you for the month of June. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope that this is valuable or helpful for someone in some way, shape, or form. If you found that it resonated with you, please do the YouTube things like share, subscribe. If you want to see more content, it really does help the channel to grow. It helps YouTube to know that this information is valuable, right? So I really do appreciate if you do decide to do the YouTube things. If not, that's okay too. Thank you for being here regardless. I'm truly so very grateful. I'm sending you so, so much love. I'm holding space for you, sending you big, big, big hugs. Take care of your beautiful, beautiful soul, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.